we're now going to go to some live information overload evangelism from an old style information overload evangelist, Lele Terenzani.
Thank you a lot, Jonathan. And thank you, everyone. Welcome to this live event. This is a live event, and it's always interesting to be in live. I'm always excited when there are many people at the same time. And the experiment with Mark before, with a lot of hints and tips, that's actually the great thing, what makes a live really, really interesting. So what I would like to share today is a story. Right? I'm going to share you my story. And this story is also, you know, it's my personal story. So I am the protagonist in this. It's a corporate story. So it's what, you know, I've been doing in these last years within the corporate. But I think that the same story can actually be replicated. So in many other corporates. So the wish for me is for you to get some information that you can actually copy and share much more the information overload concept and how to avoid information overload. So you can see behind me potentially. So this guy here is my dad. Okay, so I've been basically he was working in the TV. It's a local TV, right? A little local TV. And at this time, actually, I celebrated him because it's his birthday today. He was born in the information overload day, so it's you know, clapping from his perspective. The interesting thing what he was doing is that he was doing the news in a local TV, right? So to do the news, he was using, you know, normal, as you can see behind. He had a normal microphone, a big camera, and every time you needed to do a kind of news, and there are a lot of news done every single day, you have to have a person with the microphone, a cameraman, and I helped my dad for a while in this kind of activities, and he was having always, I was being the cameraman, so I was having this heavy camera, and after you record the video, you need effectively to go download it somewhere on a computer or go into the TV studio, and then you need a whole broadcasting station for effectively doing it, right? So this is that was how it worked for many years, and nowadays still some TVs are actually using the big camera. It looks serious, right? But this is what we can use today. So everybody of us has a TV in their home. You can really use the phone nowadays. So many TVs effectively are using it. And if you see on the website, even New York Times, CNN, BBC, anywhere, you see that there are videos from people. Those videos sometimes look awful, but if you take care a bit about the light and about the sound, so maybe you buy a little microphone, right? In this case, that's more than enough. Microphone can be $40, no more. A phone that can also record in ultra HD definition. It's great. Like you have a TV at home. Everybody has it, right? Then let me bring a new player into the game as well. So you might, I don't know, let me know. Do you know what is Twitch? Who knows what is Twitch? If anybody saw it or has an idea about what it is. Anybody from the chat? 1, 2, no one. So for your information, actually, Twitch is an incredible platform, right? So that it's been there since 2011. So it's many years that it's there. And it has every day something like 15 million daily active users that they are watching other 1,000 people that are broadcasting live themselves playing computer games, right? So, and basically 15 million daily users, and some of these people that are broadcasting live get hundreds of thousands of views live at the same time, and these guys are just playing games, right? So probably it's much more in one day than my dad did for the whole life of being in the local TV. And they could do, these people, they could broadcast themselves playing games from their home easily, talking. And you saw that also the level of engagement is different because there is a chat, people can talk, people can have an idea. So this is actually a very interesting option. So we don't have only the cameras at home, but we also have free, like Twitch or I don't know, YouTube. There is also an option to do live. There are many applications nowadays, for example, Instagram or Facebook or Periscope. There are a lot of options for you to broadcast live to all the world. So we have our TV station at home, we have the phone. What has to do all this with information overload? Then let me go back a bit to my personal story. So I'm in the corporate where I work. There are, hundreds of thousands of people working there. And maybe some of you know, but 4 years ago, I decided that I didn't want to learn how to use better the email. I just got rid of it. I always thought that email is more like riding horses, except instead of going with the car, right? Email was invented in 1972. And there is a lot better out there for doing better and more collaborative communication. This is my general personal view, right? So that's why I decided to just get rid of it, right? So is there a way to not use emails and to survive in a corporate? There is. Actually, after 4 years, I still don't have usage of email, and I can still communicate, and I never missed a communication, right? And how do I do that? It's just learning and using different tools. So I found out that, and also during this period of time, I actually, tried to use more tool and experimented, right? But the best way that I found is, when you learn a tool, it's very easy to learn. You can take a few minutes up to an hour. You can look on YouTube or anywhere else for tutorials. It's very easy to learn the tool. It's very hard, as also we said previously, to learn a new behavior. So from now on, instead of, sending an email that you might spend 20 minutes in creating it and then 20 minutes in reading it, you might just send through SMS the link to a Zoom chat and have 10 minutes of chat, and you solve all the troubles. And you also save time, and you have a much better relationship, right? We just see each other. So when we discussed about it, I decided that I couldn't just drop email. I had to start sharing something else. So that's why I started making in the corporate some videos where I wanted to share a different way how I was discovering at the same time, right? So these videos were called, Doctor Connection, because it had to be attractive. So let me put the Doctor Connection uniform now, okay? So dressing like a doctor, making videos, sharing it through the IBM Connection. That was the internal social business platform, like the enterprise platform. And at this time, the videos became quite viral. So there were thousands of people that could look at the videos, provide comments, and enjoy different kind of. There wasn't so much behavioral change for everybody, but I had the opportunity to share topics around information overload. But there is more. There was something better that I discovered. Thank you to Jakey. And Jakey, actually, you can also share your screen and be with me for this last minutes. Basically, I met Jakey some time ago. Because when I started doing videos and sharing good practice, I got some requests to be presenting this kind of good practice. So good practice means, what are other tools to use, how to use IBM Connections, how to use, Slack or, other kind of corporate tools that you have available, right? So how to do that? And I was going physically and meeting people, and I found out that when you met people, you had much more level of engagement. So why couldn't we do it live, right? So and that's why Jake in this, she is responsible for education and sharing with a large number of people education content, right? And we were discussing about how to share good practice, and what I told to Jackie is we cannot just share slides and do a normal business style one-to-many conversation. We need to engage. We need to have a chat. Yes, we need to spread the virus, as Katie is sharing, right? So in this case, to spread the virus, we decided to do something live. Let's call it Dr. Talk Show, right? And let's bring it live on Zoom platform, so the same platform we're having now, and let's engage all the people that are interested in it live. First, we started 1 hour once a month. Then we went for 30 minutes twice a month, so every 2 weeks. And maybe a question is for Jackie. How was the result, right? What do you think?
Oh, the results are smashing, and there's a lot of interaction. People like the shows, but I think that the best is it is something different. People can interact. We give them the opportunity to interact. So they have many options to ask questions to us, but also to our guest speakers, and I think that is making a big difference.
So it's the level of engagement. Second things is the fact that you are able to get the chat, right?
Yeah.
And I also think the fact that while it's live, you have a kind of different, you feel a different kind of momentum. So you feel that you are there. And I guess also when we see the total number of participants in this couple of years of the Dr. Toll Show was around 8,000 people.
Yeah.
But I think a big portion is also coming after this 8,000. You should add as well the replays, because the replays are posted in the internal enterprise social business platform. But there are probably less views in the replays than on the live, because the live is still more fascinating, let's say, right? What do you think?
That is true, because live, and I think that also goes for this conference, with live, people have the opportunity to engage more, but it is also easier to bring your message across. And when you take the chance to talk to someone directly, feed them your comments, remarks, people will remember, and that is what we want.
And remembering is also the opportunity. Maybe you will never get everything from one entire 2 hours of show, right? That's why one of the things that we learned during the way is that you should keep shorter this kind of event, right? There are lives that are long, but if you keep them shorter, you do a very good service for the replay, because the replay is much easier to be digested. And another thing I found out is the frequency. If you increase the frequency, then it's also easier to, because you relate to that particular time of the week, you can plan it. And you know that, I don't know, every Thursday, there is a new show coming. So
Yeah.
you prepare, and that's much better than creating one ad hoc event. Right.
Oh yeah, that is correct. That is correct, because it is the repetitive movement which will help people to come back. So as we're having weekly sessions or bi-weekly sessions on the same day, at the same hour, people will think, hey, that's great. I'm going to jump in and listen for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and then move on. But from each session, they take the message they need to pick up.
Yeah.
And that is I think the essence.
So another important thing maybe I would share in this case is also not only the fact that you have live question, but how the show works is that we had and in this case I'm the one that is able to share good practice, information overload practices, collaboration practice, and so on. But I usually always interview a guest. So the fact that you have a guest helps you, because bringing, for example, sharing how a tool, for example, it's all about Words and Workspace, that is a kind of new collaborative tool. Talking me about it is one thing, but inviting the designer of the tool to be part of the show that is live for hundreds of people, then this is something different. People feel that you can actually reach out to the best person for that thing. It might be harder to do it for externally in a corporate, but internally in a corporate, usually people are more open to sharing within. So that's what I'm encourage everyone. If you by sharing this is my experience, that if you are in a big corporate and you would like to organize a show, you have already tools like Twitch, like YouTube, like Zoom, like WebEx, like Skype, whatever tool you might have. Or there are tools that Twitch guys are using, like Open Broadcaster, that are completely for free, open source. You can create it, broadcast as unlisted and a session, so it's not even public. So you can just share the link to the people you want to, and you can really make live shows that are attractive, interesting, and also you are able then to share good practice as we are sharing today. And that is probably the mixture. So the time for live is effectively now. And it's actually a wonderful experience overall, because you not only meet people, but you learn at the same time by doing live and experiencing also other lives of other people.
I think, Lele, if I may to add,
Yeah,
is
sure.
that people need to step out of their comfort zone. Email, of course, is always there, right? And it's still valid, and it will always be valid for some tasks and some people. But next to that, and when you have Zoom sessions, for example, with your virtual team, Zoom, by the way, is available for 45 minutes free, and you can sign up to that. So you can try.
Yeah.
And you can engage with them so much better, for example. So it feels like you drink a coffee with your mate across the world. And the interaction and the teaming will be so much better. And within the work, it will make a change. And I would recommend go and try it.
Go and try. And also, the free version in some tools, for example, like Zoom, is for 100 people. So you can already start to have 100 people. The average of the shows is between 300 and 400 people every single event, right? So but 300 or 400 people or 8,000, it's for 30 minutes show. That is a long show. It's not for 30 seconds on Facebook. That is much easier to spread out. So that is the key why a live show could be better. So that is from my side. I saw a couple of questions since we have still 2 minutes. So the question was, how do I read the emails of my boss? So dumping email. So you have an option to tell good practice. So my practice are, you will still have an inbox. It's impossible to get rid of your inbox if you're in a corporate. You can just check it once a day, right? And once you check it, you just focus on those emails that are directed to you, that are probably 10% compared to the old additional spamming and CC and so on. Those 10 are never gonna get out from your inbox. Your solution is you take that email and you approach your boss or anybody else through any other collaborative tool. If you have Slack, you use Slack. If you have internal chat, use internal chat. If you use Zoom, you use Zoom. Or if you have WhatsApp, you just use WhatsApp. Whatever thing can reach out to other person. In this case, you have a direct networking opportunity. You share energy. You have a better communication. So even if it's a collaborative chat, it's a live chat, it's much better than email, because email, as we saw before, there are all these long time of delays, and it's not actually designed, because it was designed in 1972, and there was not even the VCR, like the VHR, like the cassette at that time, right? So this is the main thing to consider. So it's not that I'm not reading the emails, but I saw that after several years, I'm receiving a little, like not more than 90% less of all the emails I was getting.
Lele, 2-minute warning.
Thank you.
2-minute warning, thank you.
So you are gonna, if you're out in inbox, like it's coming, you send less emails, you will also get less email, because the majority, probably maybe Mark or Jonathan can confirm me, it's a lot of the mails that you're getting are actually the mail that you're sending, right? So all of this is something to consider. Are there other questions? But I'm not sure if it's easier in a corporation like in IBM to do things. Maybe certainly, I think that the best thing for sharing the live shows or for substituting email communication, if you have a corporate social network, that can be Jive, can be IBM Connection, can be Facebook at Work, whatever you have. If you don't have it, it's a good suggestion to give to your directors and bosses, because the corporate social network is a very good source of knowledge and open communication with all the employees. So that is the backbone. And if you have that, then it's easier to make any kind of shows, because they can host web pages, videos, and anything else. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys, for being here. Thank you, and have fun with the rest of Overloaded 2017. And for all IBMers, see you soon tomorrow with the next talk show.